My name is Tyler and I'm from G2T4. My group consists of myself, Elton, Sean, and Keith. So now we'll be going through our application SGXchange. This will be what we plan to go through in this video. Firstly, we'll go through an overview, followed by the solution, the tech stack, the X factor of our application, and finally end off with a live demo. So we wanted to solve the problem of exchange because SMU students generally want to do overseas exchange. They find the process very challenging and hard. This causes them to spend too much time on this application process and may even be deterred from it, denying them opportunity. So we broke down the problem into these three portions. Firstly, information is scattered and hard to acquire. Secondly, students do not understand how to do the module mapping process. And lastly, they have no platform to seek help from other experienced students. So that's why we wanted to create SGXchange, which is a one-stop platform for all the needs of students. SGXchange will consolidate all the information that can be obtained from other universities. Then we also have a module mapping application which helps students with the module mapping process. And lastly, we also allow students to share and read other reviews from other students to get more knowledge about the university and the exchange. So now Elton will be going through the different functions of our application.
Thank you, Tyler. Now on to our application's features. To target each and every breakdown, our app does the following. Number one, it provides a consolidated uni data bank to target scattered information. Number two, to tackle the confusing and challenging module mapping process, our app introduces a module mapping tool to ease the process. Number three, to combat the lack of personalized information, our app introduces an account and review system. Now into more detail about the features. The module mapping tool requires input from the users about their university and degree, and it returns the mappable baskets based on their input. User then will select his baskets and the app fetches real-time data from Firebase to return the matching results. Consolidated Uni Data Bank. It fetches real-time baskets and module info from Firebase specific to the university. Also based on web scrape data, it provides information about the academic window, number of slots for each semester, as well as historical GPA data. Our app also introduces country-specific data like currency, proximity, languages, as well as geographical information about nearby places of interest. And lastly, personalized reviews are also available by past exchange students. For the account and review system, we allow for authentication features such that the user has to be logged in to perform certain actions. Now we have introduced a favorite system tagged to each user's account. We allow for editing and editing of reviews, auto-filling personal details in the module mapping tool based on user information, and lastly, a one-stop profile page to contain all the important information specific to our users. For our front-end tech stack, we utilize HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Vue 3 for the bulk of the application, as well as Bootstrap 5 and nDesign UI libraries for our styling. Now on to you, Sean.
Thank you, Elton. Now for the backend tech stack, we mainly use the NoSQL Firebase database file data storage. This includes the Firebase Cloud Firestore database, which we use to keep and organize the bulk of our information that SGXchange requires, such as the universities and modules information. Each of these will be stored in its own collection, comprising of the many documents under it, where each document will consist of its own specific key value pairs. Next, we make use of Firebase real-time database to store the images pertaining to the different exchange universities that we have. Lastly, we utilize Firebase authentication to set up the email and password sign-up, login, and user authentication features on our application. Next, moving on to the API list, we firstly make use of Firebase Firestore querying functionality to query, add, and update data in the Firestore database in real time as users interact with our application. Next, Firebase authentication was also used for the account registration, signing in, and signing out functionality. We also stored the university images in Firebase real-time database and queried it to populate our website accordingly. Moving on, we also utilize the REST country API to fetch details such as the country's currency, language info, and approximate distance from Singapore to allow our users to be aware of this important additional information that is specific to each and every university. Lastly, we also made use of the Google Map API and the Google Places API, where we integrated them together with custom-created components to generate dynamic specific attractions nearby to each and every university. Moving on to the X Factor or Beyond the Lab component for our application, we firstly use GitHub as a code hosting platform for version control and collaboration. Next, we use Vite and View Router to speed up our development process and to create the linkage between the browser's URL and the different view components and pages. Next, we use Vercel to deploy our SGXchange website publicly. Next, we also use Firebase authentication to set up the email and password sign-up and login features. Lastly, we use the Animate on-scroll library to trigger animations when scrolling in our website. Now, on to you, Keith.
Thank you, Sean. Now let me dive straight into the live demonstration. I'll be walking you through and showing you the key functionalities of SGXchange. Users will be first greeted with a homepage with a seamless UI. One area in which we wanted to tackle was that students normally do not know what universities are available for exchange. With such, we have created an interactive banner to solve just that. Users can hover on the university of their liking, which will bring it into focus. And if they were to click on this, they'll be brought to that university page. Alternatively, they can press on the Take Me Anywhere button to be brought to a random university. Or lastly, choose the See All Universities to be brought to the university page. One country on my bucket list is Japan. As such, I would choose the Asia region to filter the universities to only show the universities in Asia. Upon clicking on Osaka University, I will be brought to Osaka University page and I'll be shown general information about the university, such as GPA info, academic window, and description. The interactive map as seen below shows the nearby attractions located around Osaka University. These attractions are generated dynamically, calling on multiple APIs. If I would like to recenter the map back to the university, all I have to do is press the reset button. Next up is our module information section, which is dynamically generated to show the modules based on what the university offers. If I'm interested in a particular module, I can click to see more details about it. And lastly, we have our review section. This area shows reviews of students who have been to this university before on exchange. I would now like to add this university to my favorites. However, as I'm not logged in, I will now be redirected to the sign-in page. Users who already have an account can carry on with logging into their account. Otherwise, they would first be required to register for an account. Our registration page has form validation to check for empty fields, invalid emails due to email already existing, and mismatching of passwords. As shown, if I did not select a university or a degree, error messages will show up to tell me to do so. Upon passing all the validation checks, a new account will be created and I'll be directed to my profile page. As I have just created this account, I do not have any favorites or reviews yet. I would like to now go back to Osaka University. And now that I'm logged in, I'm able to add it to my favorites, which will be shown under my profile page, as seen below. Our next feature is the module mapping process, which can be tedious for students. As I'm already logged in, the fields will be automatically populated with the information I filled in during registration. If a user is not logged in, however, the fields will ask the user to input their school and degree as shown. However, if they do not fill up the inputs and try to proceed, error messages will show and ask them to select the appropriate fields. Now I'll be presented with a list of baskets based on my school and degree. As I'm looking to clear managing, tech and society, and cultures on exchange, I select these 3 baskets. I am now presented with a list of universities that fit my criteria of baskets that I would like to clear on exchange. University of Bath piques my interest and I want to find out more about it. Upon reading the reviews, I decide that University of Bath is definitely one that I would like to add to my favorites. After going for exchange at University of Bath, I will now add a review to leave my feedback about what I've experienced here. And if I were to proceed back to my profile page, it can be seen that I have indeed favorited both Osaka University and University of Bath, and I've left a review for the University of Bath. Let me check out the review that I posted. With that, we have come to the end of the live demo.
Thank you, Keith, for the live demo. Profs, now we hope that you have a better understanding of how we built our application from scratch and that it has successfully tackled the 3 breakdowns as aforementioned, which is to provide students with a consolidated university data bank to streamline the module mapping process and to provide personalized information in the form of past reviews from experienced students. Thank you.